Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 271 of Ask MandR, the series where I answer your questions. If you have a question I want to answer on next week's episode, and I do mean it this time, next week, leave it down in the comment section below. Leave a like while you're there. Is when I say leave a comment below a bad spot for a Titanic joke. Anyway, this episode is sponsored by Whatnot, so I'll tell you more about them and some of the great deals you can get on my Whatnot page coming up this week and beyond. I don't know why YouTube did this, but they took away your names for me, and now all I can see on my computer is an @ I don't know why, I don't think it's a good way for YouTube to be doing it, but @generic Lego Nerd 1671 says, why are all minifigs and Lego sets separated in different bags and not all in the first bag? So there have been times in the past where a lot of them would be front loaded in sets like that, you know, essentially all in the first bag. And there's, I think, a couple reasons why Lego over the years has separated them out to be throughout the build. First off, it's supposed to be a more fun building experience, more engaging building experience to get the figures as you go. So it just gives you that little extra something to keep working towards on each bag that you might be excited for, depending on you know, who you are. The other potential reason is theft, where people would be taking boxes of Lego sets at stores, taking out all the minifigs from one bag. It was just too easy of a crime to commit, essentially, to just get all the minifigs in one go and go, versus having to open 10 separate bags to get all 10 minifigs in a set. Next question comes from Winless Titan. He says, when is your LEGO Titanic review coming out? I've been waiting for ages. And I don't know if he asked this because of what was going on. I think he had actually asked it before, but I'm answering it obviously after everything that has happened with the Titan submersible, which has been like the craziest thing that I've been following for the last week or week and a half. Now would be a very good time for me to finally review the Titanic, and I should. It's at my parents' house though, and I don't really feel like driving all the way back to my parents' house to get the Titanic. I've missed the like super timeliness of it, but it also feels like it's in bad taste to review the set now. Like it feels like it's obvious, like I'm doing it now because it's a popular topic to talk about. But I think I will eventually get to a Titanic video. I just feel like if I do it now, I'm doing it for the wrong reason. Dijon says, do you consider one-piece sets such as the Star Wars Celebration 2023 tile as real sets and part of the overall collection? They are definitely not a Lego set. However, they are a collectible part of Lego Star Wars. Kind of like maybe the brick that we got from Toys R Us. It's not a set, but it is a collectible brick that has Force Friday on it and a Stormtrooper Brent on it, and it looks cool. Maybe you can liken it more so to the Duplo bricks that they've handed out over the years at Legoland for all sorts of various events. It's not a set, but it's absolutely something worth collecting. Kind of like the clone building box isn't a set, but it is a box that is a Lego Star Wars thing that I would like to collect. If you remember last year, I went to Brickingham or Brandon's house, and he had almost every Lego Star Wars set ever sealed in box. I think this year he does. I'm supposed to be like the expert to like say whether or not he has every set or not, but that tile is not a Lego set to me, and because I'm the expert on Guinness World Records, I think that's going to become an official thing. Guinness World Records is a scam, I have to say this. I don't believe in them, but my friend Brandon wants to do it and I will support him, so I'm happy to be there. Fritz wants to know what the worst Lego convention experience I have had is, and I've been sick post Brickworld Chicago, but it kind of made me realize I've been lucky enough to not get sick during Lego conventions, so I've completely avoided that for a decade. There's honestly nothing that really sticks out to me over the years. It's like this awful, terrible thing happened at this convention, X, Y, or Z. I mean, generally, they're always a good time for me. I think that reflects in the vlogs that you may see from over the years. If I had to pick one thing, as much as I hate to, because I can't wait to go back next year for Atlanta BrickCon 2024, this year was the first year I had gone, and they just didn't have enough space there. There were way too many people packed into one room, and you had a complete inability to walk throughout the convention hall at all. Like, Brickworld Chicago, it's really packed, really busy, and Atlanta BrickCon was also very busy, but it was in a way more confined space that was maybe a quarter or an eighth of the space. I don't even know. It was a very confined space comparatively, and so you literally couldn't walk through the convention. It was like tight, person here, person here, person here, person there. It was bad. So that was the worst experience I've had, I guess, if I had to pick something. Colby says, do you think UCS sets will ever add quotes to their display plaques? I don't think so. I think what UCS has is unique, and I think what the diorama collection has is unique, and those two things will never merge. Kind of like how they have the Lego Star Wars logos on the diorama too. They haven't brought that over to UCS either. Not that it would be the worst thing for them to add quotes, but for the continuity of what they've done since the year 2000 for UCS sets, I would personally prefer them to just keep it with the plaque as is. Not impossible, they could redesign the way they do it and do it differently, but I think what they have is special, and they don't want to mess with that too much, probably. Jacob says, what do you think is the best managed theme, i.e. giving fans what they want, improvement, etc.? I think a couple themes come to mind, and this is somewhat from the outside looking in. I don't collect Ninjago, don't care about Ninjago, but Ninjago seems to be decently well managed and have a good team that cares about it behind it. Same goes for Harry Potter, although I care a little bit more and collect quite a bit of Harry Potter. There's a few flaws in there, like the Hogwarts train missing a couple minifigs for the $500, just insane. The Gringotts set is coming out. No, to equally say for Star Wars, we have the Venator coming out, and that's great. Definitely not like DC, because a lot of people are always really unhappy with what comes out of DC, because it's just like Batman and Joker, Batman and Joker, Batman and Joker, again and again and again. Honestly, the best answer might be one that very few of us would even think, and that's LEGO Friends. I think the LEGO Friends team, for what LEGO Friends is and the audience that it's for, really cares about what they're doing and whatever their mission is with all of that. They put out banger sets year after year after year. I've been saying this for like 5 or 6 years, that Friends is better than City, with like very few flaws, and they just look awesome with tons of mini dolls. And yeah, Friends is probably the most well-managed theme overall. Eli Wilson wants to know if I've ever bought any LEGO off StockX, and he's been debating on whether or not to buy from them because he doesn't know if their credibility with LEGO is good. So StockX is like a legitimate thing. You're not going to get scammed on there necessarily like you could on Mercari, where someone's going to sell you a UCS Death Star for $100 and you're just never going to get it, or you're going to get a knockoff thing. Like StockX does some level of verification as to what they're selling, I believe, and I have been sponsored by them in the past, so full transparency there. I'm not currently sponsored by them or anything. And they have sent me a set from StockX, and the only holdup I would say when it comes to buying from StockX is they do put a sticker on the box, and depending on what box type it is and what like laminate they have on the box, the sticker might tear the box when you take it off. It's a StockX like verified sticker, and that's fine and dandy, except for when they put it on the front of the box, and then it like no one wants an extra sticker on the front of their box, I'll tell you that, especially someone that would be interested in buying from a website like StockX. That would typically be a pretty high-end collector, probably. That's the best advice I got for you there. See, this is why the ad sucks. User something says, what is your opinion on buying sets brand new but with the minifigs removed? Would you say it's worth it in some cases or not? Love the vids. No, if you want to save money on sets, you don't care about the minifigs, it's absolutely worth it. It's very much a case-by-case, person-by-person basis. I can't possibly tell you what's going to be better in which specific case ever, but let's say the Venator's coming out and you really don't care about minifigs in a UCS set, you buy the Venator without the minifigs, maybe you save $100, you know, something like that. Or even better, it'd probably be easier to buy the Venator with the minifigs and then sell the minifigs. You probably get more money back doing that, and it's not hard to sell minifigs, especially a exclusive UCS Captain Rex that'll probably be worth $100, $150 for the first couple months. So yeah, I think doing the no minifigs thing, if you don't care about minifigs, can save you a ton of money if you're just caring about getting something to look cool on your shelf. And like I said, you just don't care about minifigs, you're going to do very good there and save a good bit of money. Let's take a quick moment to talk about our sponsor, Whatnot, and why you should really sign up for Whatnot with the link in the description below if you haven't already. Whatnot is an amazing app and website that allows you to buy and sell things live. You can get anything from trading cards to sneakers to electronics, and of course, for most of our purposes, LEGO. There's almost always someone live, if not many people live at the same time, selling LEGO on Whatnot, so there's always a great amount of inventory to choose from, specifically when it comes to minifigures, including some really rare and unreleased official LEGO minifigures, like these cool monochrome translucent Darth Vaders and Clone Troopers from Bricklove. Now, of course, I sell my fair share of items on Whatnot, and I just updated my inventory with about 30 new items on the Buy It Now page. Now, here's a before and after of what could be you if you sign up for Whatnot right now using my link in the description below. You'll get a $15 credit off your first purchase of $15 or more, and if you use that credit towards the official LEGO Star Wars Blue Milk Luke polybag, you could go from being sad, lonely, and depressed with no Blue Milk Luke to being sad, lonely, and depressed with a Blue Milk Luke for $21 plus tax and shipping. So thank you again to Whatnot for sponsoring this video, and let's get back into our questions. Next question from Samuel says, what toy brand do you think LEGO has to compete with the most, or is LEGO so unique and different that they don't really have any competition other than knockoffs? Is the iPad a toy?
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Really though, the iPad and video games in general is what LEGO is competing with the most at this point. None of the other brands even have like an ounce of market share compared to LEGO. Mega Constructs, Creo, etc., etc. None of them even touch what LEGO is doing, because LEGO is the best product generally. I know I have some issues there, but generally LEGO is a far better product than a lot of these other toy building brands. One of the talking points for the last 5 or 10 years with LEGO has been like competing with the iPad. And when I was a kid, I'd bring like a bag of minifigs to like the Olive Garden. I'd set them up like dominoes and knock them down. It'd be all cool. But now you go out to restaurants and you see kids with an iPad and they're watching YouTube videos, and they're not watching them full screen, by the way. Like, I don't know why little kids don't make videos full screen. Anyway, LEGO is competing with this essentially, and that's why you see LEGO doing things like Hidden Side, where they're trying to integrate apps with the LEGO, even though people keep saying the reason you would buy LEGO is so that you don't have to use an iPad or an iPhone or have screen time. LEGO keeps trying to integrate it because they know that's what they really have to compete with at the end of the day, so they're trying to get part of that market, basically, the iPad market, and that's why they put $1 billion into Fortnite, and that's why LEGO prices are going up, because they spent $1 billion to invest in Fortnite. Lucas Helm says, is the Hothmock series going to continue, or will it end a few episodes in like the last attempts? It's going to continue at some point. To not go too deep into excuses, I'm behind. I'll get back to it. It's not canceled. I'm not ending it. I know we're only 3 episodes in. I wanted to do it throughout the summer and be done. That's clearly just not going to happen. It was very ambitious of me. I like to be ambitious, but you know, sometimes it just doesn't work out. What are you gonna do? Danny says, do you think it's hypocritical for people to demand exclusive figs for UCS sets like the Gunship, but then harp on LEGO for having exclusive figs in the UCS Venator? I have seen hate on the Venator nonstop due to this reason. Yes, it would be hypocritical if I sat here and told you that I thought it was a bad idea for them to put exclusive figs in the Venator when I said it would have been amazing and they should have done it for the Gunship, and they said, oh, we're not going to do exclusive figs because it's not cool. But you have to remember, not everyone that you see online is the same person. There are some people that don't want exclusive figs in anything and they want everything ever to be free, and that's just how they want things to be, even though it's completely unrealistic, and some things just have to be rarer than others because you can't put everything ever in a cheap set. There's just not enough to go around. Like, do people not realize that LEGO makes an exclusive set every year that you can only get if you take the LEGO Inside Tour? The set ends up being worth thousands and thousands of dollars, and it cost thousands and thousands of dollars just to be able to fly to Denmark and pay LEGO thousands of dollars and stay in their hotel to do the inside tour. Like, the level of exclusivity for a minifigure versus a set like that, it's not even close. The idea of a minifig being exclusive, it's still not relatively that rare compared to many other things. And it will eventually become reasonably cheap on the secondary market, given enough time of a set being available. I think at the end of the day, LEGO's doing the right thing here. You're always gonna see both sides of an argument. I can see both sides of the coin. I just disagree and think that you should get cool stuff for your money because you're spending a lot of money on this premium product. Next question from Mall Shorts says, what is your most wanted LEGO item you don't have? Probably the 2008 Clone Trooper box. Like I have the 2002 Clone Trooper box. I really want to get that 2008 Clone Trooper army building box for whatever reason. I don't know why. They are much rarer than this box. For the Clone Army box from 2008 from the Clone Wars, without the figures alone, is worth like thousands of dollars. So it's like a completely different echelon of rarity. So right now, that's probably the most wanted item, I guess, that I can afford. There are other much more expensive LEGO Star Wars items that I cannot afford that I would love to have, like the really rare, like 1 of 1 or 1 of 5 gold C-3PO that's on eBay for $200,000. I don't remember which it is. And there's other very rare, you know, tens of thousands of dollar LEGO Star Wars rare earth metal figures that I cannot afford. I'm blessed to be able to afford what I can, but I'm not quite like, you know, Elon Musk out here just dropping 50K, 100K on Star Wars minifigs. I wish. I guess most wanted attainable item is the box. Harry wants to know, worst fan meeting experience you've ever had. I genuinely do not think I've had a bad one. Everyone is always amazing. It's great to meet people. You know, at Brickworld Chicago, I probably met like 500 people on Saturday and Sunday, and it's nothing but awesome the whole time. You know, I don't think there is a worst one. Like, there can't be, you know? They're all great. So yeah, I don't have that, fortunately. I guess. I think some people have had, well, I think Tana Mongeau had a particularly bad one back in like 2017. So, you know, there are bad ones that can be bad for creators, but I've been very fortunate. I think the LEGO space is generally very good with that sort of thing. Last question from Darth Slayer Brick says, do you ever feel burnout from YouTube? And I think you can kind of see this recently on my channel. Like, I can't really avoid it. I have had a couple spans where I haven't uploaded for 7, 8, 9 days at a time. And that is very rare for my channel, especially in the last 5, 6 years. I have had streaks where I upload daily for a considerable amount of time and wouldn't miss more than 2 days at a time for a couple of years, you know? So I feel like if I was ever gonna say I'm burnt out or feeling burnt out, at least from the results that you see as far as posts on my channel, now is that time. but I always feel like excited about what I'm doing and like excited to make the next video or piece of content. I just feel like I start too many things and don't finish them, and that may be having the greater effect on the results you see on the channel as far as content goes, more so than me just being tired of doing things. It's just me overreaching. Like I'm working on Whatnot and working on different ad deals, and I was preparing for Brickworld Chicago with the world's smallest Lego store, and then of course like doing that there was 5 full days of my time just, you know, working the whole time and trying to get it all built and, you know, hanging out with friends and doing all that. It should be some killer vlogs out of that, you'll see. Obviously I had a lot of help with that, but man, it was a lot of work. I'm trying to do the Hoth mock upstairs, and I'll tell you, I'm not wasting my time playing Call of Duty. I've barely played for the past 2 months, so it's not that, you know? So I don't think I'm burnt out necessarily. I'm just overreaching on what I'm doing, and probably need to hire another person to like that really knows YouTube for me to help me be better at YouTube, and so I can have like a YouTube expert employee that can help me like make more content and stuff like that, because I've got one guy, Pearson, now, and he's in the other room a lot of the time, you know, helping pack Whatnot orders or you know, making listings on Whatnot, and just so many different organizational things that need to be done throughout the days. But I don't have like someone helping with content on a day-to-day basis is what I probably need. I have a lot of ideas and not enough time in the day, or maybe help in the day to execute them, and really I need like help organizing ideas and like working on them in the background. So like while I'm filming a video like this, I should have an employee basically, you know, helping work and get things together for the next video project, and what calls need to be made for this to make this thing happen, what needs to be ordered, this and that, you know, so many different things. I'm really excited to get back on the YouTube grind for the second half of the year and hopefully turn out some good videos, because I think I've got some good ideas. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed, hit the like. If you have a question for next week, leave it in the comment section below, and I'll see you then.